It has finally been revealed as to why Prince Harry felt it was more important to visit the High Court in London than it was to visit his grandmother on her last days. And guess what? It's something to do with bashing the royal family. Hello Crown Crunchers. Harry has travelled across the UK to fight the Daily Mail in a case of alleged phone hacking and invasion of privacy. He and a handful of other celebrities have brought forward allegations against the Associated Newspaper suggesting that their actions were dangerous and invasive. Harry claimed recently in an interview that he would make it his life's work to reform the British media. If we begin to peel back the onion, we can see why he is so passionate about this topic. It of course began with Princess Diana. Harry feels the press were the cause of his mother's sufferance and stress in the last years of her life. It is no secret that she was clearly bombarded by the British media. But he also feels that it was the British paparazzi who caused her death, even though the accident occurred in Paris. Being Prince Harry, every moment of his youth in which he did something stupid was plastered over the front page of every paper. From the Hitler outfit to his first girlfriend, we the British public knew everything. Then more recently, he has taken the barrage of lies, big inverted commas around the word lies, against his wife rather badly. He is fighting against, ironically, invasion of privacy. Why is this so ironic? Well, because in his book Spare, he opens up about sexual experiences and the use of illicit substances whilst naming and shaming the people who participated in these events with him. In other words, invading their privacy. As the royal family motto goes, don't complain, don't explain. And we see that rule has been followed almost to the T up until recent years. Notably with the shocking Prince Andrew car crash interview, and now with Meghan and Harry's media empire of interviews, documentaries, autobiographies, and podcasts. Since this tirade of explaining and complaining has begun, we have seen that Harry and Meghan's popularity has dropped faster than you can say, hypocrites are us. Maybe there is something in that family motto after all. As the witness statements of the complainants in the case versus the Daily Mail were made public, it was revealed that Harry alleged his own family had advised him how to deal with this matter specifically, urging him not to go to court and fight against the media. He was quoted saying, "It was made clear to me that the royal family did not sit in the witness box because that could open up a can of worms, but also that the royal family themselves had hidden knowledge of the phone hacking from him by stating, the institution made it clear that we did not need to know anything about the phone hacking." Thus, basically telling him to take the hit and move on. Don't complain, don't explain. Of course, the Daily Mail is attempting to get this case dismissed due to the amount of time that has passed since the alleged invasion of privacy occurred, which may in fact work due to certain legislation under British law. So let's see what you think about this. MG has said, the only thing this guy knows what to do is blame others, especially his family. He feels humiliated that some stories were filtered, but has no problem with freely giving very private details of him and his family when he earns millions. The hypocrisy is humongous. Yes, you are right, the prize for the biggest hypocrites this year, probably this decade actually, certainly goes to Meghan and Harry.
So you hate journalists? That's right. And now you wrote a book that reports on the lives of the royal family. Right. So you're a journalist.
He is claiming these journalists are out of line, and he himself essentially is a journalist after writing that book. Denise says he just can't help himself, can he? He uses any platform to trash the royal family. He's such a joke. You remember we used to have such fun with Harry. Of course, he's always been in the media for the ridiculous things he does, but we always used to love him. He was this lovable idiot. And now, with all of this complaining, it's very difficult to like him and his stupidity. Jeanette said the hatred this man feels for his family and country is eating him alive. He oozes poison from every pore. That's extremely poetic, but very accurate. He really does hate his family, and whether it's something to do with the fact that he's been manipulated by someone who clearly hates her family. Meghan clearly does not have a good relationship with her family.
They talk about compassion. There's no compassion for me. There's no compassion for my family.
They're all suing her. And now it's almost as if he's bringing his family into the court case against the Daily Mail, just like she has done. It's almost as if she's grooming him to become somewhat a mini version of her. Stephanie says the level of Harry's hypocrisy is astounding. South Park, please give us another. And yes, I could sit through a whole season of South Park episodes based on these two, especially since it's getting quite heavy sometimes. sometimes, when we start to have to talk about mental health and tragedy, the tragedy of Princess Diana. Of course, these things are so tragic, and the South Park episode just lightened it a little bit for us, and we were able to finally laugh about it. Melanie says, so are the taxpayers of the UK paying for his personal security? I thought he wasn't coming back to the UK until they did. Now, from my understanding, they have not agreed to pay for his security. Harry had suggested that he would pay to use the royal security and the British police, but it turns out that is not possible. You cannot pay the police to work for you. It does not work like that. It's not a business. It is a government entity. So no, he cannot do that. Bodess says, this man hates the cameras but hops onto it's quite hard to say, possible publicity opportunity. It is very true. Of course, we've seen this more recently with the demands to be on the royal balcony, what they say and do. It's almost as if they're playing a game of opposites. Amelia says he is envious of his brother and the role he was born into. If he can't have it, he will destroy it. Sad. That is the impression we get. It's almost like little brother squabbling over a toy, except from the older one is managing it much better. The little one is having an absolute hissy fit. It is tragic to watch a grown man behave like this. Aphrodite says, how ironic. While one brother is doing his royal duties for his country, the other one is suing to fill his pockets. Now, this is something I had not thought about. The possibility that he's doing this for the money. But you could very, very much be onto something here. Now, of course, I thought it was due to his history and his severe hatred for the British media, but you may actually be right. I almost hope it's not, but I think you sadly might be right. Casey says he just wrote a book as a journalist revealing his family's private conversations and emails. I'm confused. Hilarious if his family turn around and sue him for his book. He has absolutely invaded the privacy of others. Hit the like button if you think this court case will be another disaster for Harry. Thanks for watching. See you in the comments. Goodbye.